On Christmas Eve of 2015, I was just starting a new job as a psychiatric nurse. Since I was new, I had to take the overnight shifts, and that included working through Christmas Eve into the early hours of Christmas morning, which was a Friday. The job was generally slow during those hours. Most patients were asleep, leaving me with a lot of time to sit at my desk and monitor the building or work on a computer. Occasionally, I had to check on patients, observe their behavior, or handle situations when a patient became restless in the middle of the night. Adjusting to this role, with its challenges of dealing with numerous people with varying mental disabilities, was overwhelming at first. However, the festive touch of Christmas decorations scattered throughout the facility brought a sense of warmth and cheer to an otherwise somber environment. At night, the main hallway lights were dimmed, and a softer, more subdued lighting took their place. Combined with the glow of Christmas lights, it created a surprisingly relaxed atmosphere. There was one patient, though, who consistently gave me the creeps. Her name was Abitha, an elderly, frail woman suffering from severe schizophrenia. Her behavior was unpredictable. She would often mutter incoherently to herself and occasionally blurt out words or phrases that seemed directed at me, though she was likely talking to no one in particular. That night, around 3 a.m., I went to check on her. She was still awake, which wasn't unusual for her. When I asked if she needed anything, she just looked at me, gave me the most unsettling smile, and then began to laugh. The sound was chilling, as if it were something out of a horror movie. She turned away from me and began muttering under her breath. Most of what she said was incomprehensible, but I distinctly heard her say, "Check the bathroom." Her tone made my skin crawl. I asked her to repeat herself, but she didn't respond. Instead, she turned onto her side and rested her head on the pillow. Thinking perhaps she wanted me to check the bathroom in her room, I obliged. I looked around but found nothing unusual. Shrugging it off, I left her room and returned to my desk in the hallway. Yet, her words lingered in my mind. From my desk, I could see the door to the larger, shared bathroom across the hall. Curiosity gnawed at me, and despite my better judgment, I decided to check it out. When I stepped inside, I was greeted with darkness. The lights wouldn't turn on. I stood in the doorway, hesitating, and then I heard it, breathing. My heart began to race. A faint clicking noise came from one of the stalls. Alarmed, I quickly left the bathroom to grab a doorstop from the desk. I wedged it under the door so the light from the hallway could partially illuminate the room. Kneeling cautiously at the doorway, I peered under the stalls from a safe distance. Both appeared empty. There were no feet visible. However, one stall door was shut. Steeling myself, I crept closer and pressed my eye to the narrow crack of the closed stall door. It was too dark to make out anything clearly, but I thought I could see a vague shape at the back of the stall. My nerves on edge, I got back down to look under the stall again. But this time, I saw nothing at all. Still unnerved, I decided to take one more look through the crack. As I leaned in, my blood ran cold. A face was staring right back at me, inches from the crack. Whoever it was had pressed their face against the door, peeking out just as I had been peeking in. I stumbled back, terrified, but managed to gather myself enough to slam the bathroom door shut. My hands shaking, I grabbed the key from my desk and locked the door. I immediately alerted another nurse, explaining what I'd just encountered. Together, we unlocked the bathroom and went inside. This time, the lights worked, and the bathroom was completely empty. Both stall doors were wide open. There was no sign of anyone. It was impossible for someone to have escaped the room, much less lock the door after leaving. For the rest of the night, I couldn't shake the unease. Before my shift ended, I tried asking Abitha if she knew anything about what I had seen or heard, but she refused to respond. As I was leaving, I grabbed my jacket and began walking toward the door. Just then, I heard her voice behind me say, "Merry Christmas." When I turned, she was smiling at me, but it wasn't a warm or cheerful smile. It was unsettling, almost sinister. I had to leave. Over the following weeks, I worked with Abitha a few more times before she was eventually transferred to another facility for hospice care. To this day, I can't shake the feeling that there was some kind of connection between her and whatever I experienced in that bathroom. It's one of those events I'll never be able to explain or rationalize, and it still haunts me.